Hey YouTube, I'm Bill Robertson and welcome to Latecomer. I'm a latecomer because I live out in the sticks and I got no cable. So TV shows, movies, don't get to see them until they come out on Blu-ray. Today I'm going to watch The Autopsy of Jane Doe by director Andre Overdahl. Thank you, Russ. I'm at Russ's house. I'm crashing Russ's house. This is his place. He's got a great sound system that I sold to him years ago. He's got a great big flat screen TV that's beautiful. We're going to watch The Autopsy of Jane Doe by Andre Overdahl. His first, not his first movie, but his breakthrough movie was Troll Hunter back in 2010. After that, he got big. He decided he wanted to prove to people that he could make a real movie that wasn't found footage. And he made this. And it's doing really well. It's got a good score on IMDb, right, Russ?
6.8 out of 10.
And Rotten Tomatoes,
86%.
which is good. And I've heard nothing but good about this movie. Stars Emile Hirsch, Brian Cox.
It has only one.
Cox is not plural. And
Owen Catherine Kelly.
Owen Catherine Kelly. This is only her third credit on IMDb. I've never seen her in anything before. She's got another movie coming out next year.
Winter Ridge.
Winter Ridge. So if she does a good job playing a corpse in this movie, maybe she'll get a lot more work in the future. Anyway, Russ and I are going to watch this, have a couple beers, and afterwards we'll get back to you. Tell you how it is.
Exciting. Bill, what is this flick?
The Autopsy of Jane Doe is worth the wait. It's a little slice of Stanley Kubrick homage to The Shining.
Yeah.
It's stylistically looks
It's
great.
beautiful.
It's got a slow, creepy vibe. It was kind of reminiscent of The Shining a little bit, just like really fast paced compared to The Shining, but some of the same kind of framings and long dark hallways framed up dead center of the frame. There was a lot going on. There was commentary, I think a lot of social commentary going on, a lot of good trickery as far as leading the viewer in one direction and then revealing later to horrific satisfaction that no, you were wrong. This is what actually was going on. A story about a father and son.
Good at what they do, and then one day
they get the wrong body, and we'll just say that that's the end of that family business after about 100 years.
Emma wants to go see a movie at the Strand.
I thought they closed that place down.
Bryce!
It's so easy.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
You know, they're just finishing up doing
their other autopsy.
doing their autopsy of a burnt guy, and then, you know, son Emile Hirsch gets out his phone and, oh, hi, I got a girlfriend, we're going on a date tonight. And his dad was kind of weirdly jealous.
Yeah.
It's later established that he was a terrible husband. He was married to his job. And he somehow wants to see his son Emil Hirsch go in the same direction. Emil's ready to go on a date.
He's got.
He doesn't want to work late like Dad does. He's not married to the job. He's got a good-looking girlfriend that wants to go out with him. Russell thinks that she's morally questionable.
I think she's a little on the hussier side myself.
He thinks she's easy. He's ready to go. Like, let's get the F out of here and go have some pizza, watch a movie. And she's like, I want to see the dead bodies. So he ends up staying. He's like, I don't want to show you this. And she's like, oh, I want to see it. He's like, you can't unsee this stuff when you see it. And then he reluctantly goes back into the morgue. He was all ready to leave. He's ready to go out the door, ready to go on the date, ready to escape fate.
No.
But she's morbidly curious.
Oh.
I mean, I guess if I was dating a mortician, I'd probably want to have a guide, a professional guide, to show me that. At first, I thought he was enchanted a little bit by this girl who was interested in the work. But then today we watched it again, and I get the impression he was trying to scare her off by being a jerk. Oh no, he says, let her look.
Let her see.
Let her see these bodies. We got a nice crispy one right here.
And then, and then you'll never see her again. And then I got my son back.
Well, they finally head out, but they get to the elevator door, and the girlfriend asks, and he's like, yeah, I love you, baby, blah, blah, blah. And then the elevator door opens, and there's the sheriff with Jane Doe. Now, Brian Cox is saying, go run along, kids, it's okay. And I can handle this by myself. And immediately, Emil Hirsch is like, he's out of date mode. Like, he forgets his girlfriend's even staying.
But why? Why?
Because he's fascinated, just like his father, with forensic science. And Emil Hirsch feels guilty, so he stays to help his dad and ditches out on his girlfriend yet again. Dick. But he's not upset that he's staying. He wants to stay.
He is, I think, he is also smitten or obsessed.
He's in love with the job.
The mystery.
He's in love with the job.
The job, yep.
And the town has an incompetent sheriff who can't solve mysteries. Meanwhile, these two coroners like to science the hell out of the bodies and figure out. That's what's established in the first scene with the burn victim, is that Brian Cox is so into this, and so is his son, Emil Hirsch. They're both into it.
Yep, it's master pupil.
They love trying to figure out how these people kicked the bucket.
This is stage 3 of the autopsy of Jane Doe, beginning with the stomach and the gastrointestinal system.
Now we're going to talk about the metaphors. It seems like the movie was kind of a commentary on man's treatment of women. So the director chose to have a real girl play this part for a reason. He needed to get a performance, and one of the things she needed to do for the beginning of the film anyway was seduce you. She needed to be hot, and she was hot. And only later to find out that she's pretty much the devil incarnate.
She is still very much a character of this film.
Yes.
Wow. Holy cow.
At first I got the impression that while Dad was kind of smitten with his son's girlfriend, but I feel now that I was wrong on that account. No. I feel like both of them...
It was a test.
I feel like both of them were seduced by Jane Doe.
Very much.
To figure out what killed this poor, beautiful, Snow White looking girl. These two scientists coldly and callously cutting into this corpse because of their curiosity and because of their love of their work. It didn't matter that it was a girl with feelings, because in the beginning you're given the feeling that she's still
just
alive.
A body.
No, still alive.
But the audience is led to believe that she is a dead body. So she is an object to begin with.
Especially
and
to
doing
these
an
two.
autopsy upon an object.
She might as well be a
there's
rock.
the parallel with the suffrage movement and the peril of women as being objects instead
women
of
are just
people.
Objects to like
Which is
poke and prod.
There's a point in the movie where the audience is in front of the characters in their knowledge, and the reactions of Owen, Catherine Kelly are, to me, Amazing.
At first,
part of the reason why the movie sticks in my mind days after I've watched it.
it's just blank expression with faded gray eyes, but at first she's enchanting, and at the end she's terrifying.
She's terrible. Terrible, horrible woman.
Yeah, that's right. She is terrible. She killed people. A lot of people. And they start cutting into her and they start finding some crazy stuff. They found one of her teeth down in her stomach, all wrapped up in a piece of parchment with some
a seal,
inscriptions and Roman numerals that seem to point to the Bible. They cut open her chest and she bleeds. How does that happen? During the autopsy, Brian Cox is probing Jane Doe. And at about that point, Russell says she's a witch. Just out of nowhere, he says she's a witch. And it didn't really make sense to me, but it turns out he was right. It was witchcraft behind this. They discovered witchcraft inside of her.
What is that? A flower?
The Autopsy of Jane Doe was very much worth the wait. Russell and I both give it two thumbs up. It was really good. It was pretty scary. It was had multiple levels of meaning as far as we're concerned. There was a lot going on. The art direction was fantastic. Cinematography was fantastic. The story was interesting.
Clutter.
Brian Cox is pretty awesome.
He's got both of them.
He's got two cocks. He's got two cocks. So it was plural. You were right.
Made the movie.
You really did. It was worth the wait. And it was worth listening to all the positive reviews and seeking it out eventually. Shout out to my buddy Bill McCormick from work for lending me the movie. And hopefully we get one of these done on True Detective next. Until then, God bless you, America, and good night.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.